Hey y'all, and welcome back to another video. From the title, you might be wondering what this app is, but by now you've heard about Raycast thousands of times, and it might be an overkill and too complicated for some people, but this time it's going to be much easier because I will make it really simple for you, and I promise you guys, you won't regret being able to use what I'm about to show you. Let's jump into the extensions first. The amount of extensions it provides is so vast and you might be surprised by some of them. I will try to make this as concise as possible. But firstly, go ahead and download these amazing extensions. To do that, all you have to do is go to Walmart, head to the store and ask them. I was kidding, of course. Okay, so let's get started with the first one. Just head to the store and search for ScreenOCR. There's going to be a lot more of these extensions, so be sure to know that you have to head to the store before you download any of these extensions. Okay, so ScreenOCR basically captures text on your screen. It does the same thing as TextSniper. The only difference is it's free and it's in Raycast. You can go ahead and select the text you want to copy from anywhere and then just paste it away. You could also change the language that you want to copy the text in. Now I'm going to head into the settings and you can see these are the language they provide. Just like TextSniper, you could choose to ignore line breaks or don't ignore line breaks. So let's start by turning on line breaks and see what happens. I have this set to keybind Control 9, so if I press Control 9, it should give me a cursor to capture anything on my screen. I'm just going to open a note-taking app and paste it in. Now if I go and turn the line breaks off, capture it, paste it, and you should see it keeps the line break. TextSniper can do the exact same thing. It's just that TextSniper is a paid app, but this thing is an extension. The only downside is you need Raycast to use it. Next extension, Coffee. This extension pretty much prevents your MacBook from falling asleep when you aren't interacting with it and it decides to say goodnight. That sort of feeling. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and toggle it on and off directly from Raycast. But for mouse users, you can go ahead and select the command that allows you to have this thing in your menu bar, and you can click to caffeinate and click to decaffeinate. And there are a bunch of these other settings that you can get if you are using Amphetamine, because they have the Amphetamine extensions available as well. Now, I don't know what's wrong with the internet today. It seems a little slow to me, so I just really want to check it real quick. Now, the speed test is the quickest way to check your internet speed without having to go and search it in your browser. Next up is the Clean My Keyboard. So this one stops your keyboard from working when you are, wiping your keyboard away and accidentally hitting a key on Raycast that restarts your Mac in the middle of meetings. If you're done cleaning before the timer is over, then you can go ahead and press Ctrl U to exit it. Okay, onwards towards Obsidian and Notion users. Starting off with Obsidian, you have an option to enable your menu bar icon, check your vaults, or check the notes that you have bookmarked. Literally search up your notes from Obsidian, preview them from inside Raycast. It is so handy when you really want to find something very quickly from your own notes. You can search your bookmark notes, preview through them, and a bunch of other commands that they have for you. But let's get to Notion now. Although Notion doesn't have as much commands as Obsidian, it still lets you search all your notes, create databases, and do some quick captures. In this example, I'm going to show you how to create a database. So I clicked into the database and then choose the database I want, name the task. I'm just going to call it test and choose the status for it. Then press Command Enter or click it and press Command T, Command O, and then it will drag you into Notion. Now, you can even elevate your Notion experience even more using the extensions called Hypersonic. You can create tasks or notes that is linked to your databases, check active tasks, or mark them as completion, like a to-do list. You can activate the menu bar item that shows you how many tasks you have at hand. Being able to control my music quickly is something I can do with Spotify extension. Search through any music from here to Spotify, including artist. If you don't like the idea of scrolling through commands, you can turn on the menu bar option and control everything from there. For example, you can go and like your songs, switch between your tracks, add it to a playlist, connect to a device. You can even go into the configure command and turn some of these on because they are not turned on by default. There are an insane amount of commands in here. You probably won't be able to use all of them, but some of them are not turned on by default. So you have options to choose, such as copy URL or anything you want to do with your music. Any options, any command you can think of controlling Spotify, you name it, you got them all here. Apple Music has all the same things. Again, you might have to come into the extension settings to enable some of these options. Things like shuffle, play, pause, next, previous, like and add to library all at the same time, or dislike a video, dislike a track. There's so much you can do, but it is pretty much the same thing as Spotify. The only thing that's not available is the menu bar icon. I think Spotify really shines on that part. Apple Music users, you aren't getting left behind either, because I use Apple Music too, and there's just way too many commands for me to even use here, so you're pretty much covered at this point. Just choose the one you use most and set it to a keybind is probably the best way to use it. Quickly add things to your Apple Calendar or any calendar by typing in a natural language using Create Quick Calendars. For example, walking somewhere from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Wait, did I just say 6 a.m.? Okay. Anyways, you can do that, and then by default, it will set to your work calendar or the calendar that you have mainly set. And when you configure this, you'll have to go in and set the calendar anyway. You can press enter to do the default one or command enter to do the second calendar. And there you go. You can see that it has been set into my Apple Calendar. And if you have your Apple Calendar linked to Notion, then it should also show up in there as well. Next up is one of my favorite ones and the most simple one out of all of these. It's the Quickly Mute extension. This thing quickly mutes your global input microphone devices, which you can add to your menu bar for an even easier access, or just setting it to a keybind and just switching it between mute and unmute. And then you'll see those little red and green icon at the bottom of your screen. Now we're going to start getting into the native ones that are already available by default, and I'm going to pick some of them that I think is going to be very useful for you guys. The first one is Snippets. Easily create snippets like templates for your most used text messages or any repetitive email replies by going to Create Snippets. Press enter on it and you will be greeted with this screen. Now go ahead and enter your name and come down here to the snippet section. And the first thing we're going to do is add the date. This date is going to be based on your location and it's going to autofill in once you use the snippet. The next one we're going to add is the argument. This is, think of it as a section for you to fill once you use the snippets. Now I'm just going to write something random over here. And let's say I wanted my cursor to end at a specific location once I start using the snippet. I can stop my cursor there and add a cursor target over that position. Now I'm going to add a second argument to this and just give it some random name so you don't confuse yourself when trying to add it in, and copy and paste the third argument. Now you have an option to give a keyword for this snippet to work. I'm going to be a troll and name it Homelander. Now if I try to paste that snippet by doing slash and type Homelander, it will automatically give me this option to enter the first argument and the second argument. As you can see, I'm typing away, and the third argument. Once you're done, press Command Enter or click that button and you should immediately see the snippet being pasted. This is just one of the use cases with snippets. There are many more use cases that you can do with snippets. It just depends on how you want to use it. The next one is called My Schedule. You can check your upcoming calendar events at a glance, and you can combo this with Quick Calendar Events extension for your calendar. You can see the latest one I added before is also present in here. Start a mini typing practice with Monkey Type to get your rusty jointed fingers warmed up. It's a fun little thing you can do without even going to the browser. And I don't even know how I hit 121 words per minute right here. Next up, access your Clipboard History to recopy images or anything you need for reuse, so you don't have to waste a single brain cell going back and forth between apps to copy and paste over and over again. Did I just say paste? Alright, anyways, you get the point. The amount of times that this thing has saved me is crazy. It's just a Clipboard History in general, but this time you have fast access to it. This one is called Open Camera. This one speaks for itself. If you really want to open your camera and check how sleepy you look before entering a meeting, you can do that. And adding this to your favorites will just make that even quicker. And of course, I won't open the camera right now because you're gonna have to see my sleepy looking face. But this is what happens when you actually open it up. You've got options when you press Command K to take photos, toggle mirroring, or switch camera. And we are almost at the end of the video. If you guys are enjoying the video and find some of the things very useful and helpful, please don't forget to smash that like button down below. I would really appreciate it. Now, final one is called Quicklinks. I'm going to show you guys how to make one. But first, I'm going to show you guys how to literally jump from Raycast into your browser and then into YouTube, into the thing that you search for with just like one or two buttons or 2 clicks. First, go to your YouTube channel and search up anything random. Find the link and copy the link from start to the equal sign. Then go back to Raycast. Now search for create Quicklinks. Press enter and then you should see this page. Give it a name that you will easily remember in case you forget and you need to search it back up. Now go ahead and paste the link that you copied. Now listen carefully. Right after the equal to sign, type in a curly braces. In the middle, just type whatever you want to and close the curly braces. Then go down and select your default browser and then choose the icon that you want. Then press Command Enter and you should be done. Now we're going to search up the name for that quick link that we made. And you'll see it's a quick link because on the right hand side, you can see that it says Quicklink. Now, once you press enter on it, it should jump you to the search box and you can search whatever you want here. Another quick use of quick links is with images. You can set your file path, basically the location of where your image is located in. So now if you have an important image you need to preview really quickly, then you can go ahead and do that. And we are done. That is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.